want to talk about another game here. I have played recently. This was at the convention that I just went to. I played Cosmic Encounter. Cosmic Encounter is a wonderful game. This is by FFG, the newest version. I think originally it was published in like the late 70s.
Old game.
Old game. But Peter Olotka and a couple other guys. Peter Olotka is actually still very actively not necessarily involved with it, but on social media, he talks about it a lot. And if you talk about Cosmic Encounter, he tends to chime in, which is awesome. But these guys made this game, and what it is essentially is that you are representing an alien race, and you have 5 planets, and you have 4 ships on each of those planets, which, if you do the math, you have 20 ships. And your whole point of the game, your goal is to get on 5 other planets of other people's planets. And you do this by, each round is broken up by determining which player that you're going to attack. And that's determined by a card, like a deck of cards. And then you attempt to get on that planet, and you point at a planet that you're going to attack, and you ask for allies. The defender asks for allies, and there's benefits for being both. If you ally with the attacker, you can get on the planet, which is part of the victory conditions. If you ally with the defender, you can bring ships out of what is called the warp, which is where your destroyed ships go, or draw cards that way as well. And then the people who are the 2 main people involved play cards face down and reveal them, and they could be a number of things. They could just be attack cards numbered 1 through or 0 to 40, or other ability cards, negotiate cards, things like this. And then if you win as the attacker, you go on. If you lose as the attacker, you go into the warp. If you lose as the defender, you also go into the warp. And it's just okay. So the game is actually super simple. You just go through each phase of the round, and everyone's kind of involved with each round. But what makes this game even more amazing are how many dozens and dozens of alien races that there are. So many, and they keep making them, which is amazing. They have expansions. You can play up to 8, I think, if you have all the expansions. I have enough to play 6, which is plenty. This game, and the aliens all feel completely different, which is crazy.
Yep.
There's just so much variety in playing this game, and the aliens, I was trying to think of like what abilities I could even talk about, but they're so varied and there's so many that I can't even think of one like even really good one. Okay, one is like the all your ships count as 4 instead of 1 in the strength of the battles.
Yep.
There's one called the vacuum ability, where if you die, you can pull other people's ships into the warp with you. And so what happens is that you are trying to negotiate your way into winning. There's a lot of meta in this game as well, because you could win by yourself, or you could have a shared victory with someone. It's just whoever in one turn hits 5 planets, they all win. And it's just this beautiful combination of mechanisms and table talk, and it's just a fantastic game. Now, I have had this game fall apart. Well, not fall apart, but some people didn't really enjoy it, because I played a 6-player game once, and the game was over by the time it got to the last person. They didn't even get a full turn of themselves, just because of how it kind of panned out with allying and things like that. And I don't think they ever played the game again. That was probably like 5 years ago. Mm-hmm. But this game, every time I bring it out, I like to play with 5 players. That's like the ideal number for me. I just always it reminds me every time I play it how great this game is, and that I want to play it more. I had some friends who we played it with years ago, and they got addicted to it. They bought a bunch of expansions, and they've probably played it a few dozen times over the past few years. My wife doesn't really care for this game, so it doesn't really come out here at my house as often. That's why I took it to the convention. But man, this game it's so good. What's your background with this game?
I played it once a couple of years ago. I can acknowledge that it's a classic, and I wish I could speak more about it. However, I feel like it's been so long that the game that I remember is kind of a haze. Mm-hmm. I remember the pieces, the ships being like little UFOs, I feel.
Yeah, they're cute, and they stack.
Yep, they stack. It's one of those games that I don't feel like I need to own, and if anything, it kind of is like one of those games where it's like a bucket list game almost, mm-hmm. where you've heard about how great it is, and then you end up playing it, and it's like, cool, I played it, and I wasn't like blown away of like how amazing it was, but I I think I understand why people can
Yeah.
totally get lost in this game and really just want to be able to explore what different types of alien races you can play as and find that one that just really resonates with you, because there are, like as you said, there are so many to the point where it kind of is in ridiculous levels.
Oh yeah, it is crazy. Now these guys made a few other games together as well. They made the original Dune board game, which was then converted by Fantasy Flight into Rex, set in the Twilight Imperium world, and Rex is also a fantastic game. There's it's not similar at all, like completely different games, but you can see some nuances that come from Cosmic Encounters. Mostly like the meta of the game and how you can affect that. But I just like, man, I do enjoy the games that they create, and I think it's one that everyone should at least try once and see how it kind of fits with you. The alien races, I've never played the same alien twice. Every time I play, they are there are different difficulties of aliens, green, yellow, and red, depending on the complexity that you want. The green ones are the easiest to kind of adapt and understand how they work. But then and then all the way up to red, where I think they're a bit more complicated, trying to figure out how to win with those. So it's really easy to kind of balance the game, but really all the balancing comes from the players themselves. Anyway, it's super fun. Cosmic Encounter, Fantasy Flight Games, always in print. Or I don't know if it's always in print, but they keep printing it.
Yeah, it's not too hard, I think, to find a copy. Wait, let me think. I'm sure I could probably find it somewhere. Yeah, I'm pretty confident a lot of local game stores have it, so that's really cool. Cosmic
Encounter available on Amazon right now for $51.
That's expensive.
Yeah, I guess I think it's like $60 retail. I don't know. It's a lot of game in it. It's
Yeah,
good.
there is.